2 years ago this week, we questioned whether French millionaires were more patriotic than American millionaires. American millionaires very often loudly speaking in the media about how they want their tax rate reduced and how they already pay too much, whereas French millionaires, on the other hand, seemed to be more open to this taxation and certainly are taxed more. And if you think about who is funding their country to a higher degree, we asked, well, are the French millionaires simply more patriotic? Louis, tell us a little bit about the income tax rates in France.
Well, for the very wealthy, there is a certain tax called the solidarity tax on wealth. They call it the ISF. Of course, in French, the words would be different. It's an annual tax payable by individuals of a certain, net value, certain wealth. And this is not just their income, but their properties, everything. It's all inclusive. And essentially in 2008, the entire return of this amounted to about 4.5 billion euros. So individuals who are resident in France are taxed on their worldwide assets, and individuals who are resident outside of France under French law are taxed on their assets in France.
I wonder if it's easier or more difficult if you live in France to hide assets from taxation in places like in the Caribbean and such, the way so many American rich guys do.
I don't know. But so the normal income taxes as well, if you make below 6,011 euros, you're taxed nothing. And if you are making above 151,200 euros, you are taxed about up to 45%.
The most interesting thing to me is when you look at the highest income taxes by country, you have France, Belgium, Aruba, and Sweden. So many in the U.S. complain about high taxes, but if in the U.S. you move to one of the many states with no state income tax, and there are many, you can easily do that, based on federal taxes, the U.S. ranks right around 32nd. So not even in the top 10, not even in the top 20, not even in the top 30 with taxes. So the tax rates are not really the problem. The problem, and what I wish if we had the same number of people who complain about taxes being too high, instead complaining, activating, and lobbying around the fact that we're spending the tax money the wrong way, we might actually be able to afford college and health care for everybody and spend less on defense. Because the problem in this country isn't the tax rate. As we see, it's the 32nd highest tax rate in the world, not very high. The problem is that we spend so much on stuff that is not positive for most Americans. And instead, we don't have health insurance that's nationalized. And that's really where we should be focusing our energy.
Yeah, and if you consider all the loopholes and the stuff you can do with offshore accounts and all of that with the U.S., I bet we would be a lot lower.
Oh, yeah. This is just the official tax rate. It's not the effective tax rate.
And just for comparison, I'm sure everyone remembers when Gerard Depardieu left France, basically renounced his citizenship to avoid paying these incredibly high taxes.
Yeah.
The French were outraged. He was called unpatriotic, and it blew up. But if someone uses all those loopholes and pays as little taxes as possible here as a rich person, I don't know. It seems like there's nothing wrong with that.
No, it's small government conservatism, it's patriotism, it's libertarianism, it's being self-sufficient and, responsibility, all that stuff. Yeah, we've got quite a backwards situation on our hands.